This audio is recorded for you, dear listener, to get a basic understanding of what nutrition is and how important it is to prioritize healthy eating habits. In part 2, we will go over a macronutrient that more than any macronutrient is responsible for providing our bodies with energy. And this macronutrient is called carbohydrates. This is part 2 of what is nutrition, and by pondering on the basic principles of this message has the potential to guide you, dear listener, to divine health through proper nutrition. This important veracity is overlooked and underestimated beyond reproach in the days we live in. Understanding these basic concepts and what types of food to consume, and learning how to identify the proper nutrition that are in these foods will really help you, dear listener, to select healthy foods you enjoy. The easiest way to remember that you are consuming foods with lots of carbohydrates are to simply think of fruits. Fruits like apples, pineapples, grapes, watermelon, kiwi, bananas, oranges, and all sweet fruits are all high in carbohydrates. Glucose is a simple sugar which is an important energy source in living organisms, such as fruits, and is a component of many carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are broken down to glucose before being absorbed into the bloodstream. Glucose then circulates in the blood, providing energy to the brain, muscles, and the body, amongst other functions. And again, glucose is a simple sugar which is an important energy source in living organisms like fruits, and it is a component of many carbohydrates. Carbohydrate-rich foods are basically all foods that are sweet. They are also foods like starchy vegetables, breads, noodles, and grains. GI stands for glycemic index. Breads, starchy vegetables, noodles, and grains for the most part are very high GI foods. Glycemic index is a system that ranks foods on a scale from 1 to 100 based on their effect on blood sugar levels. Foods that are listed on the glycemic index means that when the food is in the body being digested along with all of the other chemical reactions that occur within the body, breads, starchy vegetables, and grains convert to sugar in the body, making its carbohydrate content high. Although those foods aren't as sweet as carbohydrate-rich foods like fruits, they are still rich in carbohydrates due to the fact that they are high on the glycemic index. And again, those foods being breads, starchy vegetables, noodles, and grains. Foods such as cooked sweet potatoes, cooked potatoes, white rice, brown rice, white bread, whole grain bread, or all breads, are not as sweet as your typical fruits, but are still converted into sugar in the body and supply the body with lots of energy. This derives from the number one energy supplying macronutrient, carbohydrates. Another easy way to remember if a food is rich in carbohydrates is to look at the back of a nutrition label and see how many grams of sugar that food product has. And I guarantee you, the more sugar-based the product, the more grams of carbohydrates. Points to ponder. Number 1. Carbohydrates is a macronutrient. Number 2. An easy way to think of carbohydrates is to think of foods high in sugar, like fruits, grains, bread, and starchy vegetables like rice, sweet potatoes, noodles, and potatoes. Number 3. Carbohydrates are the primary source of providing our bodies with energy. Number 5. Understand the definition of glucose. Number 6. Understand what the glycemic index is and represents. Number 7. 1 gram of carbohydrates is equal to 4 calories. Number 8. Glucose is a simple sugar which is an important energy source in living organisms and is a component of many carbohydrates. Number 9. Glycemic index is a system that ranks foods on a scale from 1 to 100 based on their effect on blood sugar levels.